Conditions on the lay today. I'm currently 50 miles into my walk across the energy lines in Somerset and co-currently absolutely void of energy. Today's walk takes me from the beautiful village of North Curry to Creech St Michael. That's about 4.32 miles and it should take 1 hour 46. Was it worth it? I mean, you could have finished off. And on the walk today, I should be visiting both energy lines. Firstly, the St Michael line, then the St Mary line, and then together where they cross in Creech St Michael. My energy levels are at an all-time low. Well, it's because the moon's been out for 4 days. I haven't slept for 72 hours or I've had very little sleep. In fact, I'm absolutely fatigued. So today, I'll be looking for the currents of St Michael and St Mary to see if I can energise myself. Yeah, see if I can push up that energy meter during the walk today. That's a good little metric to use. Very subjective. Will hopefully see my energy bar increase as I cross the St Michael energy line and the St Mary energy line together. So I'll be monitoring my energy levels as a scientific experiment to see whether the energy lines can provide me with a boost of energy. Well, that's the idea anyway. Synchronicities, well, there's been a couple of little interesting ones. I'd say the first one is level 1. I obviously set off from North Curry and last night I made a curry, a North Indian curry. So yeah, it's probably a level 1 really, isn't it? But my other synchronicity is I left actually a third party with a synchronicity. Yes, I was with Mr. Mayrays. We were having a drink or two and happened to mention that I was reading 1984. To which, after I left, before he did his robotic dance, I don't think he was really listening. When I got home, he immediately sent me a message to say in his social media, 1984 popped up. Maybe a level 2 or a level 3 synchronicity for that one. So anything with 1984 today will be a welcome synchronicity. Oh, crumbs. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, this really is an expensive byway. It really is too dear. I'll probably cut that. Oh, lots of slows. As I make slow progress. Oh, I'll probably cut that as well. God, these jokes are shit today. More slows. Like this video. Carefully blocked off. So just on the top of that hill there is what I can see is one of those beacons that I think they were restored as part of a Millennium project where they lit beacons across right the way from down Cornwall Way. And they fired right across the country to warn of the Armada invasion. Yeah, I think that's all I've got on that. Current energy levels, I have felt an increase in my energy level, probably just for the fact of getting out on a walk. Highly recommended. Never feel bad for a walk, do you? But actually, I am now approaching where the St Michael line crosses in a small village that I can't pronounce. I'll just have a quick practice before we get there. Welcome to the village of Thornfalcon. I could say it, I read it wrong. The St Michael line runs through the village of Thornfalcon, but it doesn't run through the church. So there's a turn up for a bucks. But I have just looked on the map and it does run through a vineyard. So I'll just have a quick walk to the vineyard instead. And I'll pick up where the St Michael line currently sits on the map. I'll do a bit of dowsing as well just to see if I can find it. But I'm more interested in a vineyard now. See if I can pick up a bottle of wine. So there you can see, I'm actually on the St Michael line. The village of Thornfalcon, the Holy Cross Church, and then just some rather nice, desirable properties. I'll do some dowsing round here. You never know if somebody comes out from the property, they might want me to douse the living room and kitchen and thing. That is a thing, I believe. Oh yes, immediately. Oh, shit. Oh, I feel a right prick now. Hazards of the job. I can confirm the St Michael line is a very strong current at this particular spot. So let's go and walk a bit of a detour to the vineyard, see if there's anybody there. So it looks like it's called Thornfalcon Winery and Press. Maybe at Monk Farm. It's probably private property actually. Yeah. Oh, I get it now. There's a lady there in a dressing gown. It's actually Thornfalcon Winery Press and Escape. So I think they're like places that you can go and have a retreat to. I think my presence walking up to a Airbnb or whatever it was there isn't actually a place to visit and buy some wine, which is a bit of a shame because actually this sits on the St Michael line and I was quite interested to see whether I could do some dowsing in the vines, but it's not to be. I could douse up the path a little bit. Oh, I could crush a grape. They're applying for a license to serve alcohol, I think, so maybe things are looking up and they will be opening a little place to go and taste wines in the future. On the website, it does say there's a vineyard in a magical corner of Somerset. It certainly is. If only they knew they had an energy line running through it. I could have confirmed that with dowsing rods. Always available, £100 an hour. I'm selling myself short there. Right. Off to Creech St Michael. Energy levels boosted by the St Michael line. The sun's out and I feel currently much better. And the St Michael line runs on the road. More energy to boost the current situation. There's the moon staring down at me after it's caused me a sleepless night for 4 nights, giving me no energy. I'll beat you, moon. The line continues through a casserie. It's probably felining its way to Creech St Michael. I'll probably cut that one as well. Welcome to Creech St Michael. Current energy levels very much improved as I make my way to the church. Where is the church? I've completed the walk in 1 hour 30 minutes. Quite a quick walk today. So yes, I'm here at Creech St Michael. Creech, parish church dedicated to St Michael. Creech, which is the village name, comes from the Celtic crug, meaning hill or mound through the land in a flat marshland type area. Basically says in the church that this yew tree is over 1,000 years old. Nearby there's some Bronze Age settlements. The church bells were said to ring on their own when disasters loomed on the moors. Well, hopefully a particular disaster of the currently running through my stomach is nothing to do with the curry that I ate last night. I'll have a look at the map and then I'll do a spot of dowsing and some resonant grounding. Well, the one point on this journey that has made me think is Creech St Michael actually has the crossing of both energy lines, yet there's not really that much written about it, not like Boroughbridge Mump and Glastonbury Tor. And in some respects, it doesn't get the same amount of visitors either, which makes it a little bit different, a little bit strange actually. The church is very unassuming and the lines run directly through the centre of the tower, with the St Michael line coming this way and the St Mary line going that way. So that's north to south, east to west, in a perfect cross. So I'll dowsy outside and maybe I'll pop inside and see if I can find that centre point. Well, I said it was dead centre in that tower. My dowsing tells me it's slightly off to the side, and actually quite faint, if I'm honest. Not that powerful. I was expecting powerful. Maybe the currents have cancelled themselves out, zeroes out where they both cross perhaps. So I think it'll only be right that I do go in and douse under the surveillance of Big Brother. Oh, a synchronicity. Yes, that's right. There's a camera in there. Big Brother, 1984. There's the camera. So this is the tower. In fact, that's off centre. That font. So perhaps the lines, instead of being right there, end up being there. Big Brother is watching. Oh yeah, straight away. You can feel this. Yep. Oh, now that is strong. I can't even hold the rods, they just want to pull in. Strongest current and energy line I've found so far. So what's the conclusion about dowsability? Well, certainly on the outside, there seems to be little effect and energy and currents, but once inside on the node, as they like to call it, well, that was quite significant, probably the most I've ever felt whilst I've been dowsing. And it is interesting that, you know, this church doesn't get the accolades of Boroughbridge Mump and Glastonbury Tor, yet I'm sure, from an energy point of view, this equally has quite a bit of significance. I am getting a stewed cabbage smell from the house over there. That doesn't do it any favours. Where did I hear stewed cabbage? 1984, that's right. Beginning of the story talks about stewed cabbage smell. So that's two synchronicities on 1984. I think 1984 is going to be quite significant. And it was certainly a nice bit of resonant grounding. It's very quiet in there, apart from obviously Big Brother watching. And what's that done as a result of my energy levels today? Well, I can confidently say that it has dramatically changed how I was feeling this morning. So how do I interpret today's data? Well, certainly my energy has been boosted considerably. You could put that down to walking and being out in the fresh air, but I think there's an element of actually being on the energy lines as well. That's certainly offered me a new boost. Yeah, I think there's something in it, and I think I would highly recommend taking a walk, and if you can, get on an energy line. Well, I'm going to take stock of the situation to see how I feel about my current energy lines. My currents. I think the currents have reached the bottom of my bowel now. That'll be the curry connection. Is that synchronicity?